What are the 5 love languages, and how do you know which ones you are? It comes from the book, I think it's called Love Languages or 5 Love Languages. I'm not sure who wrote it, but briefly, they are physical touch, where if it is just your natural instinct, this isn't necessarily sensual in any way, but to encourage somebody to reach out and touch their shoulder, or maybe roughhouse and scratch your head as you're, walking by a little kid, or if snuggling with your parents is just what you do when you feel affectionate towards them, then that is how you feel loved. Another one is acts of service. My mother-in-law is acts of service, and she feels loved when people are attentive to her needs. And whether this is, oh, can I get up and get you a drink? Or I see that you need help putting up that picture frame. How about, can I do that for you? So if you feel loved when people help you with chores or projects or things around the house, you might be an acts of service person. And the next one would be gifts of love. This doesn't have to be expensive. I think a lot of it has to do with the forethought that you were thinking of this person and you saw the things that they liked or they enjoyed, and so maybe you got them some flowers on the way home or some chocolate, or you saw something that you thought, oh, they might like that, and so you got it for them. It's the heart. It truly is the heart behind it. But if it's a person who likes expensive gifts, then they would appreciate that as well, because you knew them and you thought of them. The 4th one is quality time, and I am a quality timer, which is probably why I am a counselor at heart, because I can listen to people for a long time and engage in conversation. But another side of quality time would be recreational quality time, which is what my husband is, and he likes to play board games or watch a movie together. Something where you're doing something versus where you're talking. And so it's great if we can do both at once. And then the last one is words of affirmation. And I think that I probably, can you just love all of the things? I am not gifts or acts of service, but I think that I am definitely geared towards words of affirmation, because I find that encouraging people comes naturally. Therefore, I must also want encouragement. I don't know. But when you see somebody and the first thing you think is, well, you look beautiful. Or, wow, that was a really good job that you did there. And you edify rather than tear down. If you find that when somebody says something to you like, wow, I'm really disappointed, that it grieves you deeply. Or if they say, hey, I really like the way you did your hair, and you're feeling great for days and dwelling on that, you might be a words of affirmation person. Very often I find that how to identify what we are is by how we try to love other people, which can cause difficulty if you marry somebody who has a different love language than you. Now, this isn't hard and fast. There's nothing in the Bible that says this is how we are. But if you do a study of people, it does tend to show that some people are more geared towards one than the other. So I would look at how you try to be affectionate towards somebody else. What makes you feel loved? And if you are aware of that, or when somebody else is discouraged or if they're frustrated, what is it that they are saying that they need? Man, I just really wish that you would pay more attention to, or it really makes me feel rejected when you don't. That you're able to identify a little bit more. If you feel after you've spent an entire afternoon with your friends, you feel elated and you've never been closer to them in your life, you might be a quality time person. That's just the best way I would try to be attentive to what makes you feel super duper close to those around you.